For this video here, man, I'm gonna be breaking it down to y'all and let y'all know every single time that I went to confinement behind social media. Check it out.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone, and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
Everybody gun, you down by the gun. You better route your fine, stay ass home, man. Look at that motherfucker right there. Yeah, that's my baby.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man, Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor before this video starts. Hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Today I'm gonna be breaking it down to y'all and speaking on every single time that I went to confinement behind social media. All right, it is no secret that social media is watched by all types of different agencies, all types of different bureaus, and everything. Even people on the streets are getting arrested for posting shit that they shouldn't be posting, things that they know shouldn't be seen by others. So I'm gonna tell y'all about all the social media websites that I went to confinement behind. All right, as y'all seen in the thumbnail, I went behind a couple of them, 6 to be exact. I went to confinement behind Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pandora, and Snapchat. And I'm gonna tell y'all all 6 situations, how they went down and how they ended up, catching up with me. All right. When I was at Calhoun, the first time I went in behind social media was behind Facebook. And, it wasn't really meant to, go down the way it went down. But I've told this, this situation a little bit before. But what I did is I had a cell phone while I was at Calhoun CI. I sent one of my family members a picture of me inside the dorm, posted up, like this, letting them know, and I got a cell phone, shit, you feel me? How y'all doing? Like that. Then I ended up getting on the blue phone, which is the prison phone, the monitored phone, the one that you're allowed to use inside a prison. And I always got on there frequently because, to me, since you're being watched by the officers, it would kind of throw them off a little bit the more they see you on the prison phone. Because if you got a cell phone, there's no reason for you to be on the prison phone. You get what I'm saying? That's how I was able to make it as long as I did, because I felt like the more they see me getting on the prison phone, the less they would have a doubt in their mind about me having a cell phone. You feel me? So when I got on the prison phone, I remember I called my mom. I told my mom, hey, how you doing? Chopping it up with her a little bit. Not to mention, at the end of the month, you can pay, $2 to get a picture of you taken in the visitation park. And those are the ones that you're allowed to put in the envelope and mail home to your family so they can see how you're doing in prison. I mailed one of those to my mom. All right? When I mailed that one to my mom, she received it in the mail. She brought it up and mentioned it to me while I was on the prison phone. She says, oh, I got the picture you sent me, and your sister also posted it on your Facebook. Me, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's what's up, blah, blah, blah. Don't think anything of it. The very next day was my son's birthday, and I was on the blue phone again, trying to three-way his mother so I could, get to tell him happy birthday and shit like that. And I remember looking over and seeing a bunch of officers come inside of the officer station putting gloves on. So I hung the phone down. I let the phone hang because it's on a cord. And I went back and tried to put everybody up on beat. Like, hey, y'all, check the, hey, they putting gloves on inside the officer station. Y'all get on point, boy. They in there strapping up. They putting on gloves, which means whatever you got, if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing right now, try to be discreet about it. Try to hide whatever it is. Boy, be on your P's and Q's. They coming in here. They came in about 10 deep, squatted, and blitzed me right on the phone. They came in there, squatted for me. I'm the one that went to confinement. And what it was is they have people that monitor your phone calls. So what they did is, once they heard my mom mention the Facebook, oh, I got the picture you sent me. Your sister posted it on your Facebook. All they did was look up my name for the Facebook account, and boom, not only did you see the picture that I sent my mom, the one that was allowed, to be sent to her from the visitation park, but there was the one of me posted up like this that was sent from a Verizon cell phone inside of the dorm on there also. So I went to confinement for Facebook. Right then and there, boy, I knew that shit is no joke, because they got people that actually occasionally look up inmates' names to see if you have Facebooks and things like that in your name. That they got people that check that shit frequently. and try to find out, just even on their days off, they be looking you up and trying to find shit just to come back to work the next day and ban you for it. So then that's when, you know, when I ended up making another, you know, Facebook, I ended up making it under some Amir, some weird name. And I had Will Smith as my profile picture like this, you know, just so that way it wasn't under my real name. You get what I'm saying? And I went to confinement for it. My DR said that it was taken inside of C-Dorm on a Verizon cell phone. You feel me? And that's how I got messed up when it came to Facebook. And I'm going to tell y'all a little more about this same exact incident later on down the line, all right? Now, when I went to confinement for Instagram, which was actually, I got shipped from Charlotte, CI, due to Instagram. And what it was is someone forwarded an email to the gang sergeant of me inside the dorm hanging out, having fun on Instagram. And the way that went down is the reason I got shipped behind Kfrogtv. I got shipped for a phone and a knife. They never found the phone on me, but they hit me with the phone DR. They never even found the knife on me, but they hit me with the knife DR also just to get me off their compound. You see what I'm saying? Someone on the streets ended up forwarding the shit to the gang sergeant, and they ran down on me my first day of transition. That's how I ended up going behind Instagram, all right? Now I'm gonna tell y'all how I went in behind petty shit, YouTube. Right here, same platform we're on today, all right? When I first went to prison, I wasn't on this YouTube shit like that, you know. My little brother, he would post my songs on YouTube. He had a little YouTube thing, and he, you know, he didn't take it serious or nothing like that. Probably got 100 subscribers, probably not even, maybe 25, 30. Still to this day, it's nothing major. But he put all my music on YouTube channel, you know, just so that way people can go on there and click on there and see that I know how to rap. Well, I ended up having pictures sent in to me of screenshots of those actual songs from YouTube to put inside of my photo album so that way I could show people I rap. You know, I know how to rap. This is my name on YouTube. Check it out. What better way than explaining it other than you opening up a photo album and you see it. Oh, okay. You know? So they did a shakedown. When they did a shakedown, inside those same pictures was the song I'm a Criminal, which is still on YouTube to this day. The thumbnail of the song I'm a Criminal is the same exact photo that I went to confinement for on Facebook that was taken inside the dorm when me posted up. But that's the thumbnail on YouTube. So here we are like 18 months later, you know, they got us all waiting in the chow hall. They woke us all up, told us mandatory breakfast, which meant they were gonna do a shakedown. Man, I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't thinking, man, anything at all, except for some dice that I stole from the Life Path dorm, you feel me? Just so, you know, people can gamble and shit. But anyways, I was thinking maybe they found the dice. That's why they were coming back to and calling me, you know, Harris. I stood up, they cuffed me, walked me back to the dorm. I'm thinking like, damn, I'm finna go in, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, maybe they found the dice, because there was memos on all the canteen windows. There was a little memo. If you get caught with them dice that are missing, it's a mandatory disciplinary report. But I ain't care, you feel me? Fuck it, bro, I'm using them. So when they walked me back to the dorm, they pulled the photos out to show me the photos. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with that? It ain't illegal to have someone working your, that's what I said. It ain't illegal to have someone working your social media on the streets while you're incarcerated. That's what I said. And they said, yeah, but this is you. And they pointed at the song, I'm a Criminal, and it had a little picture thumbnail out from the screenshot photo, and it showed me in the dorm like this. They took me to confinement, they put me under investigation, all right? And now I'm back there mad as hell because I felt like it was double jeopardy. Here, I already went to confinement for that photo almost 2 years ago at my last camp, you know? So the warden was coming around along with Tallahassee's classification. All these like main people were coming around to do cell inspections in confinement on this particular day. Everyone's usually on their P's and Q's. The officers like walk around with no slack in their back or nothing. They try to make sure they look perfect to these, you know, these higher power people that are coming down here to inspect the institution. Anything you do to make them look bad in front of these particular people, they will take out on you when these people leave. You get what I'm saying? They will beat you, they will hide you, whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? So me, I decide I'm gonna cause a scene when they come around to do this little walkthrough. You feel me? And they ain't even come back there and talk to me or nothing. When you're under investigation, it sucks because they can hold you back there for months at a time and then hit you with the DR at the very last second. Then put you back in administrative confinement. You'll sit back there about 13 to 14 days before you go to DR court. Them 13 to 14 days don't count. The damn months you sat on investigation don't count. You feel me? And then they'll give you a fresh 60 days. So that's on top of all the time you just sat back there. You know what I'm saying? So once the warden and shit came around, I went to holler and went to screaming and shit. Like, hey man, fuck this, bro. I'm back here. I shouldn't be back here. Blah, 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 blah. This is bullshit. I went to kicking on the door. So he came up and he actually talked to me face to face through the window of my door. And I told him, man, they got me back here for some shit I was already in confinement for at another camp. And he's like, oh, you got proof of that? I said, yeah. I said, matter of fact, when I went to DR court the first time for the Facebook photo, picture a piece of computer paper, all right? Now, they taped 4 of them shits together to make it a real big ass picture. And they had the picture of me in the dorm and they were like, what do you plead? Man, I seen that shit and I said, I'm like guilty. You can tell that's me, bitch. I'm wearing the same fucking uniform, you know? So I told him, man, it's already on record. That's what I told the warden. It's already on record. I went to confinement for that same exact picture that I'm being held under investigation back here. I went to confinement almost 18 months ago at a whole nother camp for it. I said, and y'all got it on record. I don't need to have proof of that. Y'all have proof of that because I did DR time. I did disciplinary reports behind it. I did DC confinement behind that shit. So they had it. You feel me? Sure enough, a couple hours later, they called me, pack it up. They took me off investigation. So here I went back there on a couple days on the humbug. Didn't even get a DR. That was just under investigation. You feel me? Just because of YouTube, I had this shit like that. Okay, now I'm going to tell y'all about Snapchat. Word got out or whatever. Everybody inside the dorm, everybody in other dorms, people in the school building, everybody knew about Kfrogtv. Everybody knew what I was doing. And you know when people be hating on you and you know after a while, you know, you got them low-key people that want to see you fail. So they start spreading word, start telling, dropping kites. And I got picked up and got put under investigation for Snapchat. They started telling people that I had a TV show, Kfrogtv. You feel me? And the officers were aware of it and everything like that. But the way that Snapchat is, you know, you can only put something on there for 24 hours. So they didn't really have no proof of that. And it's crazy because they gave me a DR for it and they put Snapchat and everything in my DR. I got written up for it. But I took it like trial, basically. Like I pleaded the 5th when I was inside of my DR court. And I was like, I kept saying not guilty. There's no way possible that I'm guilty of that. Y'all don't have a cell phone. Y'all don't have no pictures, no videos, no footage. Y'all just have people telling y'all word of mouth. So what they did is they ended up disputing that DR got thrown out. You feel me? But they kept me on investigation for a little while on that one. I think like 30-something days, you know? And I thought I was going to get transferred behind that. I didn't get transferred, though. That shit just went away, and I got put back on the compound also. You see what I'm saying? People started hating on me, dropped a dime on me, let them know about Kfrogtv, and it was on my trail. You get what I'm saying? Let's talk about Pandora, y'all. And I mentioned this in a video before, too. I know people probably like, Pandora, Frog? Bitch, you went to confinement behind Pandora? Bro, I got it. Here it is. Stupidest shit ever, bro. We're sitting there. They come around to do count time one day as they're walking around. You know, everybody's standing by their bunks. They doing inspection. I was in an open bed this time. I got my phone right here on my hip. Normally people that have phones, you know, like, well, me and the people that I was rocking with, you know, we would have our headphones. You'd have one hanging over your ear right here and have your other one right here, you know, so you can hear it. And then you got one so you can hear what's your surroundings. You don't want someone to come up behind you when you ain't looking or try to rip you. You feel me? So when you have a phone or your MP, when you carry it right here, you know, under your boxer line, but your short lines like go under it, so you ain't got to worry about it falling. You get what I'm saying? Your boxers stick up a little more than your shorts. When you put it right there and you got your shirt down, you got your headphones on, you know, the officers didn't really know if I had an MP on me. They wasn't thinking it was a phone. They was thinking it was an MP, you know, because you get MP3s, MP4s. So I had mine right here, and during count time, I could have sworn I pressed the pause button, but really I think I undid the headphones. So next thing you know, man, they walk by, made it by my bunk. I'm not sweating them because I do this shit all the time. I be right in their face and they don't even know. I'll be right in their face arguing with them about something with a phone on me. You know, what better place than to get away with it than right there in front of them, right up under their nose, you know? So the whole time I'm sitting there like this and they come around, they search these two people, You know, not physically pat down. They just went, flipped their bunk a little bit, you know, opened the head of their locker, you know, went around, did the same thing. It wasn't really a shakedown. It was more of a inspection. They just want to make sure your shit was made, that you didn't have things under your mattress, you know, your locker was organized, you know, certain shit like that. Officer gets by, as he gets away, you know, he gets a few little bunks down. Fucking rich homie Quan, some type of way, starts playing on my phone. That officer was walking, took a step straight back, and out of everyone in that whole section, they already knew who had the phone. They already knew what time it was. So they came up to me like 10 deep. I tried to get rid of it, but I wasn't able to get rid of it. And me personally, I'd rather get caught with my shit, you know what I'm saying, than the fucking, you know. I mean, I'd get it knocked off. I had it knocked off plenty of times. You know, they find it. I didn't go to confinement, you know, because they didn't know it was mine, you know, shit like that. But there was really nothing I could do, like the situation. It was like I was already surrounded. There was nothing I could do. If I would have threw it somewhere else, anyone would have touched it. They would have went to confinement with me. I would have basically put them under pressure. Because if the fucking phone slid under their bed, it would have made them try to go for it. Now I just got them in trouble in the house. So I took that shit and went and laid down myself. And ended up getting 60 days of confinement for a phone, you know? And that was all over Pandora. Rich homie Quan went off. I didn't expect that shit to happen. And it just did. You feel me? And I found myself in confinement. All right? The last one that I went to confinement behind, which was under investigation, believe it or not, was Twitter. And it's crazy because I got a Twitter, but I don't even go on my Twitter. I made my Twitter while I was inside of prison. You know what I'm saying? And I did it just to follow celebrities like rappers and different shit like that because I felt like, man, maybe Twitter's popping. I'm hearing a lot about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing like this is where it's at. This is where you do what you got to do. You know, this is where people, every time you see them putting something out there about a rapper, oh, well, he tweeted this, he tweeted that. So I'm like, man, I'm going to make a Twitter. So I made a Twitter while I was in prison, okay? And what ended up happening was, I don't know if it was like automatically, you know, but like I started following different people, like Kevin Gates, different rappers and stuff like that. When I followed Kevin Gates, all of a sudden I got a message like the day or two or later from the Kevin Gates account. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, I seen you rap, keep it up, this and that, this and that. In my mind, I'm like, man, that shit's gotta be like an automatic thing. When you click on there, it must all of a sudden, whoever follows him, it must send him a message instantly. That's what I was thinking. But then I'm like, how does he know I rap? You know, like I'm thinking like he had to obviously see my shit to know I rap or something, right? So I had a picture of that sent to me. I put it inside my folder, you know, inside my music folder and shit like that so I could show people, you know, that Kevin Gates' his account wrote me on Twitter. And same thing happened. They found that shit during a shakedown, took me and put me under investigation all over Twitter. You know, and I'm like, man, how the hell? And they were like, because the date that the Twitter was made, I was incarcerated. And I was like, yeah, but like I said in prior times, I said, man, I'm not new to this shit, Sarge. I'm true to this shit. You can look it up. I done been in investigation. I done been DR, DC confinement, all this over all different social medias you could think of. I said, I'm starting to feel like y'all are just trying to pin every single one on me. Because after this, how many more is there really to put on me? What are y'all going to hit me with next? Pornhub? Huh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, this shit's just crazy, you know? They put me under investigation, and I sat back there for a while. I said, there's nothing wrong with your peoples doing that, you know, for you while you're locked up. And the way I got off that investigation, I said, y'all need to do your job. And he was like, we're clearly doing our job. You're in handcuffs, ain't it? I said, nah, you ain't doing your job. I said, because if you was doing your job, and you're saying I have a cell phone and was on Twitter, why would I want the pictures of it in the dorm? Why couldn't I just show the people the pictures on my cell phone if I had a cell phone? And I said, also, y'all like to listen to people's conversations, and I know this from past times of me going to confinement over Facebook and shit. I said, why y'all don't go ahead and look back and y'all will hear me telling my sister to print it out and send it to me. So that shows you that's how I got it in here. You feel me? Like that. And after I sat on investigation for a while, I went to confinement, of course. But after I sat there for a while, back on the compound. As many times that I had phones and as many phones as I had inside of prison, I didn't get caught with 10% of how many I had. You see? I went to confinement a couple times, you know, for shit that, you know, they didn't have on me. Even things that they did have on me, you know, but I just still, you know, managed to make it to where it looked like they didn't have nothing on me. You get what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I've been known, when it comes to social media, that shit ain't where you want to post anything, man. You got people to this day getting arrested on the streets for stupid shit like that. Remember when Kodak Black got arrested for that? He went live on Instagram and shit, showing different stuff, then they raided his house and all that. That shit, man, ain't no joke. And then you feel like you could delete it. Man, they already got what they got if they coming. If they coming and arresting you for something and you delete everything, you be lucky they don't hit your ass with a tampering with evidence after that, because they already got it on you and they already got it saved. When it comes to social media, anything you put up, anything you post, they always have a way to trace it. You understand? And that's where a lot of people don't understand. I've been known to play with these people on these social media sites. That's why I don't like the beef and shit all on the internet. I ain't with that rah-rah, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. I don't do all that shit like that, because I already know if they watching someone who's sending them threats, they're damn sure also watching the person who's being threatened. You see what I'm saying? That's why you don't interact with anyone who raps and gossips about you and wants to, throw negative and rah-rah and threats at you on the internet. Because once that person's being watched by them people, they're also watching the person that he's threatening. And nobody wants to go down over someone else's ignorance, someone else being dumb as hell. You feel what I'm saying? But I've been known, social media will get you jammed up. You see what I'm saying? So it's common sense. You gotta just, keep that shit down to a minimum and just, do whatever it is you gotta do. But don't be posting about it. And I learned the hard way. I learned by going to confinement several times. You feel me? And when I was in there, that shit sucked. I'm like, man, I'm back here for this bullshit. I was mad as hell, but now I can laugh about it and I can share the stories with y'all. You feel me? I can let y'all know, like, I literally went behind all of them social media things while inside a Florida prison. You feel me? And like I said, I don't mess with Twitter. Still got the Twitter, but I don't fuck with Twitter. I did time in confinement behind that shit. Pandora, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, any way you could possibly think. You feel me? They got people, like I said, that work inside of the prisons that literally are like this, trying to find things on you. You know what I'm saying? They would literally try to find things, even if you ain't posted while you were there. You know what I'm saying? You could be in confinement, and your sister or your girlfriend or your little brother or someone could be running your social media platform for you while you're in confinement. And then something get posted, and one of them officers that don't like you done found it on his off day or something. And he's looking, oh, that shit was posted 4 hours ago. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna blitz your cell. And they're gonna shake you down, they're gonna hit you, and they're gonna try to put a whole nother DR on you and everything. You feel me? That's why you gotta be careful with what you post on social media. Just because it's deleted doesn't mean it ain't gone. If you catch a charge or something behind some shit on social media and then you delete everything afterwards, it doesn't mean, oh, they ain't got nothing, I deleted it. It just, like I said, you'd be lucky they don't hit your ass with tampering with evidence after that. You feel me? They already got what they needed to come get you. Same thing when I was in the chain gang. All the times that I got, took to confinement and shit for pictures and photos and all that, you think I didn't hurry up, go and delete them? You didn't think I started deleting them thinking everything was sweet, oh, they ain't got nothing and all that? That shit ain't helped me none. And after I learned it didn't help me none, I started saying, fuck it. Even when I went to confinement, behind the pictures and videos, that shit's staying up. You see how many likes and views I got off that shit? Fuck that, I'm doing time for this. I'm back here doing time. They finna see that I ain't taking nothing down. I'm already in confinement for it now. I might as well just rock that shit with my chin up. And that's what it is. You gotta be careful when it comes to social media. Literally. They got certain words and certain things that flag, you feel me? That make it to a When I posted Kfrogtv Volume 1 and 2 prison footage, within hours of posting that shit, just to show people I wasn't gonna do a YouTube channel. I just wanted to show people how I did my bid. But within hours, the Channel 7 news station down here in Broward County was like this. Like this in front of the house that I had as my release address from prison at the time. Was like this. Vans out there with poles, with dudes out there, like, you feel me? Like, that shit is no joke. People think that they can, go live on Instagram or go live on Facebook or YouTube, whatever it is, and they could just fully sell out, do what they want, show whatever they want and all this shit and delete it and everything's fine and dandy. It don't work like that. Straight up. They arrested a girl from my neighborhood, man, that made a threat to a police officer on Snapchat. She got arrested a year later for it. Like, it popped up as a memory. Around the time as it popped up as a memory, then they caught onto it and flagged it. Went back and got her from something that she did over a year ago. And now she's not allowed to have social media sites. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened with her case and all that, but she just did a little joke talking about something. She was going to do something to a cop, just joking, when one was driving in front of her. You see what I'm saying? Didn't think nothing of it. They didn't catch her right then and there. A year later, when it popped up as memories, Booker Dano all over the news. You see what I'm saying? And I know firsthand. That's why I never want to gossip or argue. I don't beef with trolls. I don't put none of that shit out there because I don't need the attention that they getting to be brought up amongst me. Because I'm out here, I'm a family man. You get what I'm saying? And I know what it's like, and I know how it is to go do time behind social media. Them people who made them companies don't know me, but I did time for them. You see what I'm saying? And that's it, y'all. I just wanted to tell y'all and break it down and let y'all know the 6 damn social media sites that I did time in confinement for. There ain't no difference from in the chain gang to on the streets. You can't tell them, you know, they heard it all already. They're not no dummies, just like for inmates. When the officers try to do shit, we ain't no dummies. We know our way around it, just like they know their way around what the inmates are trying to throw at them. You get what I'm saying? So they done seen it all before, they done heard it all before. So it's common sense, man. Y'all be careful what it is you post. Don't be falling short and don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be ignorant and be dumb. Don't be one of these crash dummies, bro, that pull a check-in stunt, stuff like that. Don't be doing no stupid shit like that. You be careful what it is you post, and just remember, this is the internet. This is for the public. Anyone can see anything that you put on the internet. Just remember that, you feel me? And take it from me, because I've been to confinement multiple times behind all the social medias that I just broke down for y'all. You feel me? But anyways, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this real spill. I love giving y'all these real videos about the shit I went through while I was incarcerated, because I know that my videos help people. I know that people like to know what prison's truly about. At the time while I was in there, I wasn't thinking that. I didn't know people wanted to know this. I didn't know people cared. I just thought I was another inmate doing a bid. You feel me? But luckily for me, I recorded it all. And that's what separates me from the fakes. Real shit. You can have 101 people talking about prison, but we all know where that real footage comes from. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna wrap this one on up. Y'all be safe, man. Keep them squares, rats, clowns, snakes, chomos, fucking fruit cakes, fucking crash dummies, all that. Keep them out your circle, man. Keep your head up, and until next time, this Frog.